is called travelling cash. What we've got here are some £10 notes. We're going to use those to tell a story. There were two girls, one was called Catherine, one was called Anna, and they both had lots of lemons to sell. They were selling the lemons at £20 each. They sold one lemon for £20. They sold a second lemon for £20. They sold a third lemon for £20. They sold a fourth lemon for £20, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, but the last lemon, they sold it to someone who bartered them down, James. He was able to knock them down in price and got one for a tenner. Now afterwards, they had to split this money fairly between them. So, Catherine got £10 and Anna got £10. I'm going to just bring the money here. We're going to add them. Catherine got £10, Anna got £10. Catherine got £10, Anna got £10. Catherine got £10, Anna got £10. They both got £10 each. Until they came down to that last £10. Neither of them had any change. So who would get the missing money? Catherine over here was thinking, should Anna get it or should Anna think must Catherine get it? They both wanted it, they really wanted it. Anna then said, look, your shoelace is untied. And she quickly put the £10 note into her pile, claiming the money. Which was pretty odd because her shoelaces were untied, they were bought from Taiwan. But the interesting thing with this is when Catherine turned back round, she knew something was up. And she just clicked her fingers. And that extra £10 which was over here, if we'll take the notes again, we'll separate them. So we've got £20 over here, £20, £20 and £20. The extra £10 note was missing. And if we look in Catherine's pile, we've got £20 here, we've got £20 here, we've got £20, and the missing £10 note had travelled from Anna's pile to Catherine's pile as though it was travelling cash. Okay, so now we're going to explain how this trick works. It's a little bit of mathematics, and what I'm using are not real £10 notes. These are £10 notes which I've got from one of these napkins. Many of you have seen them now in the shops. You can buy it from eBay, and all I've done is taken a napkin and cut it out so I've got the £10 notes. Pretty straightforward. Just get a pair of scissors and cut them out. If you really wanted to, you could tear them out as well, which means you can do this impromptu at a party. There you go. But we'll use these ones as we turn them out. Now what you're going to need are basically a set of 7 pairs and a single odd note. So we'll take those pairs, those pairs, those pairs, those pairs, those pairs, pairs, and a single odd note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 notes. If you were doing this just in the street and you had 15 £10 notes on you, you could do it with real money. But I prefer to do it with this because if they see real money, they're more likely to grab it and run away. So I'm much more happier doing it with these notes. So how does the trick work? It's a bit of mathematics. All you're going to do, you can make up any story you wish, but you're going to split up the notes. As you can see, they're currently in pairs. I'm going to split them up one at a time into 2 piles, like so. It looks fairly even, it's just simple. Basically place them into 2 piles. When it comes to the last note, what actually happens is you're turning what was an odd number of notes into an even number of notes. In each of these piles there are 7 notes. Okay? By adding the £10 note to this pile, we now make 8 notes. And so when I separate them into the pairs, it looks like the odd note is missing. So when I was to show this side, there were actually 1 pair less. There's actually 1 pair less than the other side, but nobody really seems to notice that because they only notice that there is 1 odd note amongst their pile. As long as when you put the pairs back together again, when you're putting the money back into pairs at the end, as long as you don't deliberately make a big point of the fact that there's more pairs over here than there, no one will ever pick up on it. So generally, it's a simple. You're using numbers and mathematics to confuse them a little bit to make the note travel from 1 pile to the other pile. When you're at this point where when you've got the 2 sets of pairs, 2 sets of piles, you can place that odd note on any one of these piles. it can go on this note or this note, and if it goes on this pile, then obviously it's going to travel from this pile to this pile, or if it goes on this pile, it travels from that pile to that pile. Does that all make sense? Yeah. So it's a travelling cash trick. It's a great little party trick. You can do it with real money if you wish, but it's a great trick to do with this handkerchief money. And then if you wish, you can give it them as a souvenir, because they've actually watched you perform a trick, and I think they deserve this money as a reward. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.